Welcome to the Crimson Room or something like that.
Ara. Welcome to the Crimson Room, sweetie.
Welcome to the Crimson Room. Please take a seat.
No need to be nervous. The Crimson Room welcomes you.
Oh, welcome to the Crimson Room. You look so sweet.
Welcome to the Crimson Room. Enjoy your stay.
Hi. Welcome to the Crimson Room. Have a seat, please.
Welcome to the Crimson Room, darling.
Yara Daza. Welcome to the Crimson Room.
Oh, hello there. My master has been expecting you. Please, come this way and enjoy your time in the Crimson Room.
Yo, how is it going, everybody? It is I, your sadistic spirit guide, Yokai Papiwolf, saying peace and love, and we're here joined by a guest. Amazing guest, a dearly guest. Would you like to introduce yourself, Darla?
Yeah, hi. I'm dearly Darla. Nice to meet you.
I'm so sorry about the long wait and everything. We were trying to figure out how to get her 3D model on, and
was not cooperating.
It was not cooperating whatsoever, so we switched to PNG. It's always fine with me. And I had a incident with my dog right now, so I had to replay the intro because I don't have a be-back screen on this.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't have a be-back screen on this scene, so I have different scenes for different streams. And this one I don't have one, and I was like, fuck. I was alright, let me grab him. Alright, good news is he threw up, but he only threw up on my blanket, so that's
as they do.
So it's fine. He threw up on the bed, but he threw up on my blanket, so it's just a blanket that I've constantly had to wash prior, so it's fine. I'll just fucking wash that blanket again later. But give us a nice little introduction, because from what I've known of you and have the chance to gotten to know about you is very minimum. All I know is that you had reached out to me saying, hey, I would love to be a guest, and I would love to talk about some of the things that I do for the fur babies. And I was like, oh, fur babies, you say? I love animals. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm a career vet tech, so I am licensed, I have my bachelor's, and I work with animals, so essentially a vet nurse. So in human medicine, you have your phlebotomist, you have your radiologist, and people that do different things.
Mm-hmm.
In the vet fields, we do everything. So we're all taking the x-rays, we're running the lab work, we're grabbing samples, we're doing discharges, we're going over financial things, we do everything. We're even the janitorial staff as well in the hospital.
Oh, so, shit.
Yeah, everything.
Nice.
Yeah, and then so for my VTuber stuff, I originally just started streaming hunts. I really loved the game, and I was like, well, I might as well just stream because it's fun, and who doesn't want to be a cute little character, And then I don't really play hunts anymore, but I really love education. So I thought, so I'm switching towards creating content for vet tech students.
Ooh.
To kind of help support their learning, because when I'm trying to look for things, a lot of information scattered throughout multiple multiple websites, or in 5 different textbooks, and that's not easy, and not everyone has money to pay for all.
Yeah, it's kind of incisive.
Yeah. So right now I teach, so I want to kind of create stuff that people like my students could use for studying.
And may I ask, what inspired you to jump into vet tech? Was that just something that originally you had already planned from in your early days of high school and stuff, or was this a field that you kind of got the bug for one day because of a certain incident?
Well, even before high school, I grew up watching like Zaboomafoo. And then
Yeah.
Crocodile Hunter, Steve Irwin was on TV.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, right. So like when I was growing up, I'm like, oh, I really want to work with Steve Irwin. And then the horrible thing happened. And I just kind of continued on the course. Vet school is very expensive. You know, I come from a first generation family. That was kind of out of my reach. But vet tech, I get to still work with the animals and help them, and I work directly with them as opposed to like doing the diagnosis side of things, which that's not fun, you know?
Yeah, that could be a little like breaking the heart, especially if I know like we really do take it for granted with animals, but like animals don't live as long as humans do. Like we have like a 60-year time span, give or take. And for some animals, like especially domestic ones, that timeline is like 15, 20 max.
Yeah, and it's really hard. I've been in this field long enough where I've been with patients long enough where I saw them as puppies and I saw them when it was time to say goodbye, you know, and it's not easy at all, but I like that the owners trusted me enough to be a part of their pets' lives and trust me enough to come to me with questions about like, you know, about their care or about, you know, just, you know, vet med is very confusing, and if you don't have someone that can explain things to you, you're not going to want to go. Just like a mechanic, right? If you go to the mechanic and they're like, hey, it's going to be $800, and they can't explain to you why would you trust them?
That's true. It just kind of defeats
so
the
like
purpose.
my goal was always to get them to trust me, to understand what we're doing and why it's important.
Okay, nice. Well, because you mentioned Steve Irwin, is that still kind of a dream though? I mean, you can't obviously work with Steve, but I mean his kids. I mean, Robert is like legitly in the field and doing, I would say, his father justice. Is that somebody you would eventually love to like eventually work with, like as a
would
video?
Love to. Especially, yeah, especially because he is still working, and he's working at his father's zoo, and then Australia actually has. So every country has kind of like a short list of skills that they want. So if you meet those skills, they'll give you permanent residency. So for Australia, vet tech, licensed vet tech people have been on the short list for about 6-7 years now. So if I can save up enough money, I can apply, and then they would tell me where I have to live for 2 years, and after 2 years, I can live where I want to live. And hopefully that would be working with Steve Irwin's son, Robert.
Oh man. That's fucking. Sorry. I don't know if cussing can be a little much.
You're good.
Like we're free realms on my own show, but like I know some people have like very sensitive ears, so I don't want to like make somebody feel uncomfortable.
Oh no, I'm good.
But I just think that's so fucking. Dude, I love animals. Like some of like my favorite things I want to do soon. Like especially I always say like, especially in the wintertime or even like towards my birthdays, I always want to go to like wolf sanctuaries and hang out with like I love wolves. Wolves are my favorite animal. Since I was a kid, I've always had I've always had a love for like canids. Like canids have always been my favorite animal. I always want to like roll around with puppies. I like wrestling with big dogs. I like petting foxes. Like that's like my thing. I love that stuff. So like I always want to go to like these wolf sanctuaries because I think wolves are some of the only animals in North America that have gotten like the worst reputation.
The worst rap. Yeah.
For the weirdest thing. Like, oh, they're killers. No.
They're hungry.
They're not. I mean, they'll kill other animals to eat, but like the human attacks are like few and far between. Like, especially in modern time, like.
Yeah.
Wolves are scary.
No, especially. I mean, they're so beautiful, and like when I had a wolf girl phase in high school. Is
that a thing? Is that a thing? I still my face. Mom, it's not a phase. I'm a wolf man to the 14 years later.
But if you haven't been to Colorado actually has a really good wolf sanctuary, and they're also AZA accredited. So that's the American Zoological Association. So that's really impressive that a sanctuary has that. They actually have like red wolves there, and the more endangered ones that other zoos don't have, just because they're kind of owned federally.
Yeah.
You should check that one out.
See, I think what's funny is like a lot of people who are like, oh, are red wolves like red wolves are just gray wolves without the fluff. That's essentially what they are. They don't have they don't have the mass amount of fur. They're skinnier. They look like coyotes, but they're a lot more they're bigger and they're a lot more talented than coyotes. The only problem was because I so I'm not trying to geek out with the fellow animal over here.
Geek out, go ahead.
But like I legitly have like, so my goal overall on Twitch right now, like after my 500, I hit 500, is to do like a specialty stream. I want to do a donation stream for red wolves. Like that's my thing, because there's a lot of red wolf sanctuaries and the Texas, really cool. Arizona, I think, even in some in Mexico, and they all are like, yeah, like we're just trying to keep the population like going. We have a problem with hybridization because coyotes keep getting, you know, stuck on these wolves.
Coyotes they don't care. They're freaky.
Yeah, coyotes, the cockroaches of the canon universe. I love coyotes. I hope you know this. This is a horrible thing.
Yeah,
this is a horrible thing to admit. I have mistaken a coyote for a dog more times than I would like to admit, and I have tried to get it to jump in my car. Like, I'm bad.
You're gonna be that person like, oh, I found this dog and a coyote in someone's freaking bathroom.
Well, because like, I mean, they're fucking smart predators. I think a lot of people don't give coyotes that credit. They are. They run fades like it's Marvel Rivals. Like they're just like, they're in the back line. You know, you think you could take one out, and next thing you know, you're like, there's like 15 of them ready to come and pounce on you.
Yeah,
it's insane. Yeah. But back to red wolves, because I love red wolves, and I love seeing people play with them, because I think a lot of people think, oh, wolves. I feel like there's two big demographics when it comes to people. There's people who think wolves are just going to kill them on the spot. And then there's people who think wolves are exactly like dogs. And then there's the middle people.
Yeah.
And there's the middle people who like, no, they're dog-like, but they're nothing like dogs. They do different things.
But then you have the other group of people who think that everything that is a big husky is a wolf, and it's just like they're very different.
Like that one lady. Put your coyote on a leash, or ma'am, it's a German Shepherd. But no.
Oh my gosh, I have to tell you a story.
Oh yes, please. I love hearing these stories.
10,000 years ago, when I was working at like PetSmart, before like when I was like still early in school, I was working in PetSmart, and I graduated to the boarding facility in the back, right? So I'm like, cool, I'm back here now. And I walk in one day, and I get my my little walkie-talkie, and I just, you know, every time I check in, I go to see the dogs I'm supposed to be in charge of. And I walk past the cage. I stop and I turn around, and I radio to the front, and I'm like, why is there a coyote in this cage? And they were like, no, it's a German Shepherd. I'm like, no, this is like, can you guys just look on your phones and Google coyote? Like, this is a coyote. There was a full-blown coyote in the PetSmart kennel. And they thought, like, it was a wolf. And they're like, oh, it has his rabies vaccine. I'm like, who vaccinated this coyote for rabies? Like,
this coyote
I lied
is safe
about its species. Yeah, and they're like, oh, you have to walk it. I'm like, no, I'm not walk. So I didn't walk it. And the next day I had to like, do not go in this kennel. Do not touch it. It will attack you. It's like, yes, because there's a coyote. Coyote and PetSmart. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Like, if you can't tell the difference between a German Shepherd and a coyote, which look wildly different, who put you in charge? You know?
Oh man. And coyotes are fucking funny, dude. They are. They freeze when they know they're cooked, when they know they're like they can't win a fight. They just they freeze. The tail's under the bottom. They just give up. Like, I've seen a farmer and he's like, I don't kill coyotes. I kind of just throw them on the other side of my like property, so that way they're not there. This man had a fucking, well, one, he had rolling with him with a Great Pyrenees. So this coyote was like, I'm good. I'm cooked. And this guy grabs it, kind of like a baby. He goes, "Come on, bud. Come on. It's not even fighting him. It's not even fighting him. It's like just gave up. It's frozen with its mouth open. The universal sign of anxiety induced, like for all canids, is like the mouth is open, and it's just like stuck. And he's like, "Come, you just can't be here, bud. All right, I'm just gonna throw you on the other side of this property, and you're free to go wherever you want. My dog's not gonna hurt you." And the whole time the dog's next to the guy, this thing is not even trying to bite him. He's like, if I make a fatal mistake, my ass is grass. Like,
I love that.
It's just funny, man. Like, they're the reason, I think. Well, because I think only recently we've introduced gray wolves back in North America. Like, we recently have been not repopulating, but reintroducing them to their old stomping grounds. That coyotes now have been like, oh fuck, like. And here we thought we could just coast on with our numbers. Now the wolves are back.
Yeah. No. Yeah, coyotes are really good about that. Like, I've learned about, I didn't know this until I went to that place, that wolf sanctuary in Colorado. They talked about why coyotes are kind of killed at this, like a higher rate than wolves, but why coyote populations are fine. It's because they have a responsive breeding thing where if there's less coyotes, they'll have more babies.
Yeah, I believe the breeding,
like per litter.
The breeding mother will like do a howl, like a roll call, to see which is answering back, and based off the low rate, she's like, all right, come on, someone needs to get me pregnant. We lost like 5, so we need to replenish with 10. And it's like, fuck.
Yeah, and that's wild that their body can just like, okay, we're gonna have a smaller litter because there's more coyotes in the area, or there's less, so we're gonna have more babies. That's insane to me. I don't remember that on Animal Planet.
To this day, I still think it's crazy, because I heard of a case, because I grew up with these 2 twins, and they were fraternal, but one was black and one was white.
Oh,
and I was like,
that's crazy.
I was like, you guys can't be twins. Like what happened? Are you guys Irish twins or like ghetto twins? What happened? Like, no, we're fucking twins, dude. We were like it's a rare case, but sometimes 2 different somatic cells can go to a woman's eggs and fertilize 2 different eggs. And I was like, what the fuck are you saying? She goes, our mom slept with 2 guys, and that's why we both look different. And I was like, that's not real. And
her body released more 2 eggs. Oh gosh.
Yeah, and this is before American Horror Story did that plot line, because I was kind of like, this is fake. Why are you guys lying to me? And then I find out that cats or felines do it all the time to keep the males from like attacking the females. So just that way, like, no matter who mates with who, they're gonna get a baby.
Oh, not just that, but like genetic diversity is like really important for them. So like the more fathers there are, the larger and stronger the litter, because they have so many babies, and not all of them make it to adulthood, and especially when they're feral.
Oh yeah, or mothers are. Yeah. Sorry, I have the TikTok chat too, and someone just put, or mothers are, and I was like, that's not wrong, but but it answered so many questions for me, because I never knew that about cats, and I was like, wait a minute, and then I remember back to like the Aristocats, and I was like, that's why all 3 of them look so different, except Marie. But like, I was like, oh wow, so she was probably bred with like a stud cat, probably like those award-winning cats, and like she had 3 babies.
Yeah, did you know that they're like induced ovulators as well?
What?
Yeah, so like the act of conception for them, when they're mating, the male has barbs. Of course, the barbs are pointed backwards, so when he pulls out, it rakes the canal, and that raking induces her body to release egg. To release 1 or a couple eggs, depending.
See, I learned that the hard way, that cats had barbs in their penis, because there used to be like feral cats growing up in my old house, and me and my uncle all the time would just hear, we would just hear them going at it, dude, and it just was just like, oh my god, what the fuck is happening? And my great Thea, actually, she was the one who goes, hey, do you know why they scream in pain? I was like, because it's huge? She goes, no. She goes, cat penises have like spikes with picos on it. So when and I was like, what the fuck is the animal kingdom?
Yeah, and that's the stimulate the female to release the egg, because like humans, we just ovulate. We don't need, we do it regardless of mating.
Yeah, we got that primate biology.
Yeah. You got the monkey genes.
I still think it's kind of funny that like for like a lot of animals, there's just a different way of like having children. Like, what if humans were more like canids and felines, and we just had like a good amount of kids all at once?
You know what? And that's what kind of makes me mad about sci-fi books is that a lot of sci-fi. I don't know if you like sci-fi, but a lot of sci-fi. In their stories are like, oh, we met aliens and they are compatible with us. Of course, they also have penises and vaginas. That's what but we have so much like reproductive diversity on this planet. Why can't you be more original? Like, why do they have to be compatible with us? It's just boring.
That's kind of how it felt with like, and kind of like in anime too, when they're like isekai to another world, and the dude hooks up with like a fox girl or a cat girl. I'm like, so are you gonna have more than one kid? Because that can happen. You know that, right? Like, like, come on, like, what are we doing here? Like, can we like, or like, what's another good, like, I guess another good example would be like in like Star Wars and stuff, when they're like, yeah, this is like a half human, half whatever this species of person is, but they're obviously like either like frog or they're like kind of tentacle-esque. I'm like, so you're telling me no one's having more than just one kid? Like, human DNA is supposed to be that powerful that, yeah, this alien species girl, she's only gonna have one kid? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. What are we, Viltrumites here? Come on.
I hope we're not grossing out your chat.
No, I think I like to think everyone loves animals. Like, I mean, animals are amazing. They're part of our everyday life. I think everyone, one way or another, has like a specialty animal they love. Some like birds, some like reptiles, some like dogs, cats, turtles.
Oh yeah, red flag for me is if someone doesn't like any animal. I'm like, I don't know about you.
I think people who don't like animals are people who never had the chance to like be vulnerable with an animal.
Sure, but like they should at least think something is cool. Like even a dinosaur. Like
dinosaurs,
you like nothing. Yeah. You know.
Get a
How
chicken.
You like nothing. Oh, chickens are so great. I love
chickens are fucking rad, dude. Chickens are like that's why I love those memes where like people are like, don't forget who you are, and it's like the dog with the wolf, the cat with the tiger, and it's the chicken with the dinosaur. Never forget.
I love that.
But I do want to ask you something, because I talked about my favorite animal, and that's obviously represented in my VTuber character. The deer, is that something that's your favorite animal? Do you love like deer-like animals?
That's a hard question to answer. Like, yes, like my first like stuffed animal was when I was little that I was obsessed with was a little doe, and then we have a lot of family in Mexico, so we'd go there a lot, and my dad like took it and gave it away to some kids. He's like, well, they don't have things like you do, but that was my only stuffed animal.
Sounds like a very Mexican dad.
Yeah. So like I actually still think about that deer, but yeah, my room's I'm looking around my room right now, it's kind of covered in deers right now. I have no explanation.
Damn, that sounds like a lot of unpacked trauma right there. Yeah, my dad gave Oh my lord.
That's what makes it interesting, you know? You gotta have the trauma.
What is like your like favorite species of like, because what are deers considered? Are they're not considered bovine, are they? They're considered
No, they're in the Cervidae.
Yeah,
my favorite deer species were probably like the water deer.
Ooh,
they're pretty cool. They have like fangs.
Is that for like what, eating fish?
No, they still eat like grasses and things like that, but I believe they use it for, I can't remember exactly. I'm the kind of person that like I love things, but I love it like surface level.
Okay, I get you. I get that.
Yeah, I think they use it for like fighting. Yeah, they use it for fighting.
Interesting.
Like when they're like breeding and things like that. But these are from like Korea. They're very small, very cute. They're kind of shaggy looking.
Do they even have antlers?
This species I believe doesn't.
So okay, that makes sense why they have teeth. Okay. So I was wondering, I was like, it has to be for like, if it's for fighting, then they have to like maybe not have antlers, because I know for a fact the reason why gorilla have canines is just purely for show.
Yeah.
It's just to scare people.
Yeah, they don't need their teeth. They can just rip you from limb with their arms.
Gorillas are fucking rad, dude. I know.
I
remember this was in college, dude. I don't know what the fuck were we on, but like the conversation of like, okay, so I was in an English class, and I believe we were dissecting the story of oh my god, it's fucking Zeus turns into a swan, he bangs a woman. I'm trying to remember if it was
yeah.
But we were talking because the conversation steered from like just the aspect, the story of it, to like the actual literacy of it, of like, so if he turned into a duck, is his cock like a duck too? And we're like, well, let's think about that. Like a swan's penis is like this, and we were just like going too in depth about like animal penises for no reason. So like the topic of like, okay, what animal do you think has the biggest dick? And I was like, I know for a fact the second biggest has to be the walrus. If I had to guess in any animal, of the like, whale would be number one. And you know, of course, that's what we found out. And like, you think a gorilla would have a big dick, and then we looked up a gorilla. We just looked up animal penises, and my friend was like, "Oh, gorilla has a 3-inch." And we're like, "Really? Just 3 inches?" I was like, "Gorillas are power fuckers, man. They don't. That's all they need is 3 inches."
You guys are just shaming gorillas.
I was not shaming gorilla. I was just like, I think everyone just thought because it's a bigger animal, it should have a bigger. But I had a bat for gorillas real quick. I was like, when you think about their size, like, and like just how they go about it, he doesn't really need all that. All he needs is just like to like power fuck. Like, look, and then
he's built. Like, you don't need like, what more do you need besides muscles? He's built. We're good.
Exactly. That's why. What's up, Papa? You want freedom? All right, I'm gonna let you out for a second. I had to let my dog out because he was getting a little restless. He's crate trained, but like, if there's stuff happening, like if it's not nighttime, he will fucking just go, okay, so why am I in the crate? And
He's like, you're awake.
he goes, everyone's awake and everyone's doing stuff. Hey, leave your brother alone. Don't fuck him up. He's just a puppy. My cat, dude. My cat fades on sight when he sees my dog. He doesn't like him. He's like fucking Kendrick. He goes, I hate the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you move. He's just like, everything he does just pisses my cat off. Like when we lay in the bed, my dog plays like dead. He just closes his eyes and hides himself, and like puts the tail under. He tries to like kind of like make himself look small. My cat just like hovers over him, and then just goes away and lays on my wife on the other side of her. And I'm like, Jesus, bro, you're fucking aura farming here.
Oh my gosh, my cat does the same thing.
She doesn't like your dog?
She does not. So she's bigger. My dog is 6 pounds and nothing. So my cat's a hefty girl. She's in her senior year, so we're not gonna stress about that. But she'll jump on the bed and be mad that he's there, and then he's upset that she's there, and they're just having staring contests over me. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna get scratched.
I just had to. We kind of made a space for my female cat because I have another cat, and she has the nerve. She's been nervous scratching a lot, and like she like keep in mind, I try to clip her claws. She's the one who just runs away. The male cat, he's like, all right, clip my claws. Like, as long as you don't clip too close, I'm good. Just give me a second. But her, she's like a mission. So she has like sharp claws, dude, and she's been like nervous scratching too much that she kind of cut herself up a bit on certain parts of her body because like she hasn't had a space for herself to relax. So we cleaned out one of the side rooms. I put the cat scratchers there, put everything there. We put like a little book stand by the window so that way she can like absorb the heat. And she has just been healing, and I've been happy. I'll be like, yes, no more nervous scratching. It's a fucking great sign. I hate seeing she's my favorite. I'm a any type of female animal is like my go-to. So like I'm definitely a daddy's girl for like my animals. So I'm rough on my boys. I'll yell at them, but she's the only one that I'll like hold and like give her like the princess treatment.
Aw, your poor boy.
I'm trying to make men, regardless if they're like animals. What's up, Pabu? I think. Well, okay. So would deer like are moose counted as like that same species?
I think they're elk. I think they're in the elk family.
They're elk family. Okay. Because
no, or in the elk group? No, they're still cervids.
They're still cervids.
Yeah,
because I think moose are like the most terrifying animal that is like on fours with horns, in my opinion.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen one in person.
I don't want to see one in person. I know I've seen how big they are. I don't want to see it in person.
But like, I don't think I've ever seen them in a zoo. Have you?
I don't think I've seen elk in a zoo, but the way elks fight and the way they go about life, I don't think a zoo can hold them. Like these are these are the animals that run fades with tigers and bears. Like mountain lions try to fight these guys, they gave them the work. Their natural predator in the water is a killer whale. That's what kills moose. If your fucking biggest op is the literal dolphin ender, I'm good. I am good. I don't like when people like have insurance policies based off of you. I don't need you in my life. I don't need you.
Do you have moose insurance?
People have that. It comes with your auto. I think that's like a package you can get with auto insurance in like those areas of like Canada, Alaska, and like more of those northern countries. Not other countries, northern states, and like the North Country is like that motherfucker. I'm good. Like
that makes sense. It makes sense.
What are you doing?
I didn't think about that.
Like that's terrifying. Like if whales could walk on land, we'd be fucked. Same thing with sharks.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah,
absolutely. Like, I don't know if you read Junji Ito. There was I think it was Gyo, where he had a shark, like a decaying shark on like weird robot legs that was chasing someone. It was awful. I hated it.
Junji Ito. I haven't really read much of Junji Ito. I remember Uzumaki and his collection series before it was animated was like really, really big. But after like, I think I watched the show, it was alright. It wasn't like the books, so I was kind of disappointed. But I did like. I haven't
seen it.
It's like a tone down. Like I think what makes Junji Ito's like work really good is like his detail, like and how he like illustrates it. The anime cleans it up a bit because they're trying to make it kind of like an anime, but I think
there's no possible way that art style can like be accurately depicted without lots of work. You know. Yeah. A lot of work.
And it just.
I sent you.
Huh?
I sent you 2 pictures.
Oh my lord!
The one I'm thinking about. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Isn't that nightmare feel for you?
But like going to the design, I'll probably put it in post. It's like, look how like the way he like draws it. It's in like, it's not even in the detail. It is in the detail. It's not even in like the big imagery of it. It's in the subtlety. It's the way he draws the curvatures. It's the way he draws like the fish, the sharks. Like it's just unnerving. And that's what I believe is like the best.
Yeah. It makes me deeply uncomfortable.
I love it. It's killing the game. It's killing my fucking nightmares later. Oh man. But so you're this big vet tech, you're making media or content for like your future students who want to get into this. What brought you into the VTubing space? Was this just because I know there's other people who do different content with their animals, whether it's like showing examples of like these more unknown animals, showing like, hey, this is how you hold them, this is like the cool things about them, and this is what makes them dangerous. Like what brought you to just do that but as a VTuber?
I think it's because like a lot of people get very upset when they don't hear what they want to hear or they're not ready to learn. So if you look on like videos of someone like talking about what they're feeding their pets, and if it's something that's not like, that Dr. Google tells you is a good thing, people get very upset and start like attacking you personally, which is fair. If you don't like me, that's fine, but I don't have the energy for someone to be attacking me as a person, as opposed to like, oh, your model's ugly, okay, and don't look at me. That kind of a thing. Like, people just get really upset, and like it's happened in the past where like people who make animal content have been doxxed by unhinged people. So for example, there are particular groups out there like that don't believe that we should have animals in any capacity. Like, they believe that owning any pets is slavery. And wrong. And I don't want those people. Like, I'm sure they can hunt me down if they really wanted to, but why make it easier for them?
That's true. And I was going to get to that because I know there is a big contention with, like, zoos and, like, holding animals captive. Not holding captive, but, like, the captivity of some animals other than others. Because I have, like, this... I think I'm very patient with people, so I can always see both sides. And I do see the aspect of a zoo, or like the nature of it, like what we need to do, not just like showing off animals that's very surface level, but preserving. There's a lot of animals that we've kind of we fucked them over really by destroying their habitats, destroying their livelihood. So it would only make sense that as humans we do our responsibility to like repay that back. And I think a lot of people can go, okay, I see that, but why do we have to do, why do we have to do this? Or why do we have to like put them in a cage and stuff? And I'm like, I think everyone would love it if we could, be next to animals and never have to worry about it attacking us or getting injured by accident. Because that's really what it is. I think people think animals will hurt anybody on purpose. It's really just an accident. This animal doesn't know that it's fucking 800 pounds, 500 pounds. Mr. Skaterman says, could I give you guys a high five? He's enjoying the conversation.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah, pet care, I've tried to educate people. Yeah, I see everyone has their own ideas of pet care, and if my idea isn't like yours, then their first instinct is to attack it. I think that's another big thing too. When it comes.
And like, that's not like, if people have really strong opinions about what's right, whether or not they are correct objectively. For example, I've had issues before where a client would tell me that their pet can't get fleas because they live in a gated community.
Oh no.
How do you think bugs respect property lines? I don't argue with I don't argue with it. I'm like, oh, it's really interesting, and then I move on.
I think the dumbest thing I've heard is like someone said like, no, my dogs are fed like the best of the best, so they'll never have any issues. I'm like,
that's not how that works.
I mean, no, because people who eat healthy, work out daily can get the fucking cold and the flu, so that's irrelevant. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Those two things don't add up.
Yeah. No, people like, I don't argue. My job is to give them the facts and show them where they can continue their research, what they do with that information, and then that point is on them. One thing I have to I try to teach people, because I used to train people in hospitals too. One thing I try to teach them is like, you can't be angry and you can't care more than the owners do, because they're gonna leave and forget about you, whereas you're gonna go home and be pissed tomorrow still.
Oh my god, yes. Oh, that's a tough thing, especially as like a dog lover, when I see somebody mistreating a dog, or to like or even like a cat, when I see like there's a cat who's like overly agitated, and I'm like, okay, like, so why doesn't this cat have its own space? Why haven't you accommodated its needs? And people are like, well, I didn't really think it had like a lot of needs. I was like, everything has fucking needs. You have needs. You're fucking...
Yeah. And all you can do is like, hey, like, this is what I learned. Here's the information, and put it in their hands and try to forget it after that,
Yeah.
If the pet is like being like starving or things like that, call animal control and do what you can. Unfortunately, a lot of those a lot of those oh my gosh, organizations don't have the funds to pursue follow up on every case, but what does work is shaming people. So like Nextdoor is a great place to shame your neighbors.
Oh yeah. But I didn't really get your take on the zoo. I was kind of curious because I want to hear your take as a vet tech, because you obviously respect and love animals. I think that's the one thing that a lot of these outside organizations that think all animals should be free is like, you don't understand, like, these people don't hate animals. They're not trying to enslave animals. They actually really fucking love them. So like, what's your take when these people, like, with their arguments against your facilities? What is your not owning them, but like the rebuttal that makes the most sense for you?
So like, first, I believe that zoos are important. So one thing that I've learned about, think about when you're little and people are like, oh, don't do that, and you're asking why, they're like, oh, just because I said so. Like, that doesn't help, right? Yeah. So if we say, hey, don't pollute the environment because because of the fish out there, and you've never seen the fish before, why would you care about something you haven't seen? Ooh.
Okay. Okay, you're cooking. I'm seeing it.
So like, I believe zoos are important because ethical zoos, I'm gonna go with that, are important because they can show you things that you won't be able to see. Obviously, I don't agree with keeping certain species, like whales. I don't think we should keep them. You have this vast ocean that, how can you recreate the parameters that a whale needs? Yeah. That's different. Meanwhile, people who hate zoos are keeping raccoons in their house, and raccoons need acres of land as their own territory. That's why they're all fat and like morbidly obese because they're just in your apartment all day. That's not fair to them. Or I've seen people that come across my TikTok feed that are keeping groundhogs with no dig boxes. Like, groundhogs dig for miles, and you can't recreate that in captivity. Whereas a zoo can simulate those conditions. If you look, the elephants are happy, the giraffes are happy. Animals that are not happy, that are stressed, they won't breed. They just won't.
That's true. And I think that makes so much sense though. Like, I think there is a big joy to the idea of like, when you're able to see the animal and you're able to kind of like resonate with it and like see it for it's all its glory. It's kind of hard not to want to like defend it or at least keep them safe. I mean, so many other animals.
Exactly, and there's and like so many like kids, like, because look at you, right? You love wolves. You saw a wolf. Yeah. You've seen pictures. You're like, oh gosh, I want to see a real one. You've seen a real one, and now you want to help them.
Yeah, and it's just, and when you learn more about an animal, when you learn, when you grow up with false facts, it's easy to have one idea. Like, I think what made me love wolves a lot more as an adult is when you break the false fact, because again, I've always said on all my streams, because a lot of people don't understand the terms that are being used here. The guy who wrote the book on wolves, the guy who was like, yeah, wolves in captivity, there's always a hierarchy with wolves. My guy, he even came out and said, you know what, I fucked up. That book was wrote, like, the parameters and the vectors of that situation were, one, these are wolves in captivity. Two, a captive mind is not the best to study for a creature, because you want to study a full creature. Yeah, there's no alpha wolf. There's not a wolf who beats down the weaker wolves to gain dominance. That's a fallacy. That's not real. That's prison mindset. Humans do it all the time in fucking prison. Wolves, they don't mate with all the females. That's not their job. They legitimately just mate with one, and that is the alpha pair. Not because they're stronger, not because they're faster. Simply, they're just designated the alpha pair. And you know what they do? Yeah. They have all the babies. He stays true to her, never cheats on her. That is his one love forever. And the cutest thing is, if he dies or she dies, he will never take another mate. Sweet. He won't. He will appoint a new breeding pair, and he will just now be reserved to the elder. So he doesn't call shots anymore, but he is an important member of the pack. He just doesn't need to take any leading role anymore. He gives it up to one of the sons. All the wolves in the pack are either their brother and sisters or the children they had. It is essentially a nuclear family, and I think that's what really made me go like, dude, wolves are beautiful. He takes the daughter and the son hunting. They correct the babies when their babies are mischieving. Like, it is very beautiful to see how these animals work. Like, it makes you kind of realize, like, a society like based off of this would be ideally, but of course the emotions are very different.
Yeah.
But I always admire this kind of beauty of it. Like, I enjoy this idea. Like, you see it in the wild. You get to see it in people who take pictures and like to like enjoy these. Like, these are majestic creatures. They're very simple. They're not gonna hurt you if you don't give them a reason to. They're very simple. Just stay away from them. And if you happen to find yourself in these situations, just try to make noise or just try to scare them off. These are very timid creatures as well. Wolves are not dangerous. They're not going to charge you and attack you unless, something is wrong with that wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rabies.
Yeah, rabies is a thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's very saddening, and I think there, like, a lot of people have this also big thing is like, oh, if I raise an animal, it'll always love me.
No,
that's not true.
Like, there's so many, like, all the wolf dogs that get surrendered about the age of 2. Like, that's kind of when their brain is like changes and they're neophobic.
Yeah.
And yeah, you just can't. Like, they can't be pets. They're not pets. They're not.
See,
like, I know people are like, oh, I really want one. Okay, let's see when you abandon it in 2 years. Don't do it.
And the thing is, because people don't understand, like, a wolf dog, one, is a very uncommon thing. It happens, but it's uncommon. And 2, you're not raising a dog. This is not a dog. This is an animal that will challenge you and if you're not hard on, and I'm not saying beat it, but like, if you don't correct the behaviors that it would do in the wild, then you're not going to have a pet. You're just going to be scared of your animal. Like, one, you don't have enough space in an apartment. Do not have a space in a backyard.
They'll destroy your house. They'll leave.
Yeah.
Like, they'll attack your neighbors. You can't have friends over. You can't leave because they will destroy their house.
Yeah.
Their house looking for you. You just can't.
Like, I think it's very funny when people are like, I wanted a wolf dog. No, a wolf dog is essentially you. This thing will have to be on you forever. This thing will never.
Yeah, if you want something that'll like be just as annoying, just get a husky.
Yeah. Like, I think it's funny when someone's like, yeah, the wolf dog destroyed the house. I was like, did you leave? They're like, yeah. I was like, how would you feel if the person that you rely on to lead you in everyday life and keep you safe leaves you? You might feel abandoned. You might act out if you feel abandoned. Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and then the other thing, too, is if one of these are wild animals, you can't ever truly have them domesticated. And 2, animals have no idea that they're not, dangerous with their strength. Like, look at the Simon and Garfunkel? When the tiger bit his neck.
Yeah.
Do you know what really happened that caused the tiger to react that way?
No, actually, I don't.
This is a sad fact, and this is by no means an encouragement to get a tiger. So animals can smell when people are having an epilepsy episode or an episode of a seizure or anything like that, or like, flare-ups. Animals know. Mm-hmm. They can smell the body stress. It's beyond me. They have that instinct to smell it. The tiger was afraid because he started having a seizure. So it grabbed him by the neck and tried to, get him somewhere safe to lay him down. It had no idea that the amount of force it grabbed him with, the stress force, broke his neck. To this animal, it thought it was saving its father. It thought it was saving him from an episode. And even to the very end, his like last before he passed away was, hey, don't kill my tiger. Don't kill him. He didn't do anything wrong.
That's sad.
It's sad. I think he bled out. His neck was broken, but I think he would have been, if they were able to get to him in time, I think he would have been paralyzed. But yeah, actually, I think he was paralyzed for a bit. But it's an instance in which an animal has no idea its strength. It has no idea. It doesn't think, oh, maybe I shouldn't grab it this hard. Like, that's not something a normal wild animal learns. I mean, even dogs and cats you have to train that to understand, okay, gentle bite is for this and hard bite is for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's just tragic. I think the man got rid of the dog, which is sad. Huh? Oh, you're telling me a story. Let me read this real quick so we can get some context. Okay.
Yeah.
So he says, there was a real life story where I saw a dog nod off the neurotic toe of his diabetic owner, and I think the man got rid of the dog. Dude, now that's sad. But how would you not know that your dog is gnawing off your toe?
I mean, if you're in a diabetic coma.
Oh.
Or having a diabetic crisis, yeah, I'm not gonna see that happening.
I did see something that kind of made me sad, and it's along the lines of another animal, but I think my whole TikTok is full of wolves. But I guess a wolf, it was definitely sick because this is not a normal behavior, but it had mated with this female pit bull, and it had puppies, and I guess that wolf was very local. It was a stray off the pack, and it had also like been known to impregnate like other dogs too, or at least mate with other dogs. So like the Humane Society, so the Humane Society had to put it down because that's not normal behavior. A wolf doesn't mate. Wolves don't have a sex drive like dogs. We made wolves into fucking horny bastards. That's why dogs always want to hump, even if they not even aroused. They just want to hump something.
Yeah, dogs are nasty. I love them, but they're nasty.
My dog tries to hump me. I gotta cut his balls off soon. But yeah, so the sad part is it did give a birth to a litter of puppies, but I think a lot of people. I am a dog VTuber. I take offense. Oh, it's all good, Paul Boo. You're good in our books. It was sad that they have to get rid of they had to get rid of the wolf because he was never going to be able to mate with a normal wolf, and that behavior was just proof that he was probably had some sort of neurosis in his brain, because that's not normal. So, and then the mom, they had to reshelter her, and the puppies, they did not put them down, but I think they had to give them to a wolf sanctuary because it's like dangerous mentality that they could have, like
just wolf hybrids in general, no, they should, they're not pets. These can't be.
Well, because it's different. Like, do you know that in Mexico, because I'm assuming you're Mexican, I don't want to assume things. So in the olden times of like the Aztecs and stuff, they did have wolf dogs, but the difference between that is it's not a domesticated animal. It's more of like a neutral foundation of like trust. You give an animal food, it's gonna follow you, and it's if you're its food source, it's gonna want to keep you protected. But what they would do is they would take the male dogs in heat. Oh no, they'd take the female dogs in heat and they'd put them on top of a cliff, and the male wolves would have at the female dogs, and they would come back with the dog when she would be pregnant, and then they would give each of them to the warriors, or some they would do what the Aztecs do and give it to the gods. But their whole ideology of it was the perfect, not the perfect beast, but it was the perfect animal and ideology. While a dog is loyal to man, it stands with man, it's this and that. A wolf is pride, a wolf is free. So they wanted their idea of mixing this creature was the mixture of two styles of living, being a free and rebellious thing, but also being loyal and stuff. So they thought if they could mix that into two, it would be the wolf dogs. So that is why now, and I one of these days when I get a farm, I do want one. We have the Mexican, I forgot what they're called, but it's the foundation that basically reunited this idea to bring back the wolf dog, but very similar to the, what is it, the not, it's not a real wolf dog really, but they did take a lot of shepherd dog DNA, mix it with the Mexican gray wolf, and now we have the third national dog of Mexico, which is the Calupo.
Interesting. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, Calupos are them, the Xolo dogs, and the Chihuahua are 3 national dogs now. So it's pretty fucking cool. And it's actually in Tijuana, where I live, that the breeders, like the foundation that started this project for them, that's the only place you can get them. They've been winning awards left and right for their like due diligence. This like, if you ever wanted a wolf-like dog that's not really a wolf but looks like one, it would be this one.
Yeah, they're really pretty. They're like a fluffier Taiwanese dog.
Definitely. They're like the Chevekian wolf dog, where it's not really a wolf dog really. It's just it's just looks like one. I laugh because there was a stray one where we used to live in TJ, me and my wife, and we were I was taking out the trash, and then I just see this fucking, I was like, whoa, okay, this is not a German Shepherd. And I noticed, because the difference between it is simple. Dogs, they're, you know, their little leggies come from like their stomach and stuff.
Yeah.
But wolves come from the neck. It's definitely like your instincts.
Different shape. Yeah.
Your instincts kick in. The ears are bigger. The snout's more pronounced. And I was looking at this and I was like, what the fuck? Like, does somebody own a fucking wolf dog and is like letting him run wild? And it was like, so I'm 6'1". It was probably like on its fours, like by my like waist, like close to a little under my belly button, dude. And like, I was like, dude, this is a fucking beast. Where the hell did you come from?
Oh my gosh, that was scary.
It was. I was like, dude, did someone lose a wolf dog? And then that's when I learned, that's how I found out about Calupos, where people are like, no, that's probably a Calupo. It's a new breed introduced in the 90s, and it's getting a lot of buzz. People love this dog. It's a very active dog. So, you know, don't get this dog if you like stuff. They're good with pets. And I think at the sanctuary in which they breed them, they do their job to familiarize them with other animals. So for like they'll familiarize them with cats, chickens, goats, and stuff, to basically keep them from attacking them and stuff. It's interesting. I like
very interesting.
The ideology of breeding and stuff has always been kind of interesting to me, but like to hear how this new breed was made, I was like, oh my god, it's everything I love. Dogs.
Oh yeah, no, they're really pretty. Yeah.
Are you looking them up right now?
Yeah, I am. I found a Reddit page for them. There's like 4 posts.
I love everyone that's showing me, like I see the videos of, and the people I follow, they're like, yeah, we live in like close to basically where I live, like which is in Tijuana, so it's like the San Diego area, the fucking Santa Barbara and stuff. And I'm like, Jesus, I need to get myself one of these things eventually when I have like a farm. My goal is to have a farm in life. I want a farm. I want animals. My wife wants alpacas and sheep. I want chickens, dude. I want chickens and pigs.
I don't want pigs.
You don't like pigs?
No, I mean, it's not like I don't like them, but I wouldn't keep them.
Pigs are awesome.
They just scream. I'm good. I don't want an animal that screams.
I think I don't want an animal that screams.
No.
Oh my god. I don't know, man. Pigs are always cool. I always kind of liked pigs a lot. I think they're rad. One of my favorite Pokemon growing up was Pallaswine, and I liked it. I was like, oh, it's a boar. He's an ice boar. That's fucking cool. But he's like a mammoth ice boar. Oh, that's awesome. And then I've always liked pigs since. And I was like, and then when I learned that, oh yeah, if a pig gets loose and he goes in the forest, eventually it'll grow its tusks and it'll gain its fur. It'll be patchy, but it'll gain fur like a boar. And I was like, what the hell?
No, wild pigs are nothing to mess with. I have an issue with it in the States, and they're just spreading. Oh gosh.
I'm very surprised because, like, again, as much as I love the animal, I am also a person who will eat the animal. Dude, pork is I heard like gamey, like boar is like a gamier pork, but it's actually probably healthier for you too.
Probably. It probably won't taste as good though.
Yeah, but I mean, anything gamey is gonna taste a little different. But I was like, dude, at that point, if we have a fucking population control with these things, how about we start hunting these things down and eating them? Because, dude, I'm pretty sure. Like,
no, people do, but like the males, like testosterone ruins meat.
That's true.
We don't really eat intact male. Yeah.
Testosterone.
Yeah, we don't really eat intact male dogs, or sorry, intact male anything. Like even roosters or like.
Yeah.
I think it's called capon when they're neutered. You can eat them.
Yeah, they're not good. Like male animals, like everything you eat is mostly gonna be female. Testosterone sour. Testosterone sours the meat. That's why I like people who've eaten bear. Like even bears as a meat that needs to be cooked like very precisely, or else it's gonna smell, or the taste is gonna be off.
Or you get brain parasites.
Yeah. You end up like that one video game, Zoocosis, just a parasite just running through all the animals.
I haven't played that. I saw like clips of it on TikTok. But I'm a coward. Like I love scary games, but I can never finish them. I'm a coward.
You're a coward. Oh man, I love horror games are my favorite. But like I think it's just because I like scary stuff. Like scary stuff is just it's just fun. And I always often think I'm like, wow, if I wasn't just a dude who just did whatever he wanted, and it was like not just like if I didn't just I didn't keep it my you know everything more varietal, just like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I think I would just only play horror games just for the fun of it.
No, I love them. I just can't. I can't finish them. I have not finished a single scary game by myself.
What like so what games do you play then that are horror games?
Like the Fatal Frame series. I love it. I have all of them. Have I beat any of them? No. Have I made someone else finish it for me? Yes.
Fatal. That's the I believe the one where you're in the haunted house with the camera and you take a picture and the ghost.
Yes. No, like they show up and you attack them with the camera. That's all you can do.
Ugh.
And they just keep coming at you, or it's just. Ugh. Yeah, it gave me horrible nightmares for a long time.
Oh man.
But anything like that, any horror games,
So-
I love them all. Can't finish it.
So would you put like Dead by Daylight or Phasmophobia?
Dead by Daylight wasn't really scary to me. I mean, it would be scary if you had like the no mirror. Broken. What was it called? I haven't played in years. Broken Glass. Michael Myers, when he would just pop up and didn't have like a radius. That was. Oh god, that was scary. And thrilling, but scary.
I just got into Dead by Daylight, so it's all good.
Oh, the game's so different. I haven't played it in forever.
I'm a more of a Phasmophobia guy. That's like my go-to.
I played that one in VR once, and I cried. I literally cried the whole time. I never played it again in VR.
I see.
It was not good.
I remember I played it, and I'm a big I like being stimulated, like overly stimulated, and like when I play that game and I can play it like fully with like the volume all the way up. If no one needs me for that day, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna play this game like to its nth degree. It is terrifying because there's so many different small sounds that are happening around you, and you're trying to focus on this, and then you're trying to be mindful, like, oh, I need to hear sounds too, and then like just the slightest thing can just catch you off guard, like the little jump scares they do and stuff.
No, thank you.
Oh man.
My god.
But continuing on to more questions, because I think it's an interesting thing that you're like, oh, I'm the vet tech animal VTuber, and is there any I guess the best way to put this is like is there a big goal that you're trying to achieve with this, or is this like, wow, so I guess my chat was going slow. Sorry TikTok. I didn't know you guys. All your guys' comments just hit right now. I apologize to those who I can't say hi to. My OBS is acting weird. But what I was gonna ask was like, is there like an end goal for you with VTubing in terms of being like a vet tech, or is there like a big thing you want to accomplish?
So like I haven't recorded anything just yet for the study stuff I want to do. I've started making like scripts and things like that, putting together PowerPoints, because of course I have to have PowerPoints with pictures. I have to source everything, so it's all above board. But my end goal is to offer private tutoring for people who are taking the national exam. So I would love to. My end goal is start a side business doing that. Offer client education services. So for example, there is a vet tech in Texas who does this, where owners can call her and ask her about the doctor's recommendations and kind of understand more what's going on. And she, as a neutral third party, just people can trust her more because she's not. You've paid her for her for whatever amount of time you have for her to go over these things with you, but she's not the person behind the desk recommending these things to you. A lot of people don't trust vets because they're just trying to make money. Like, okay, first of all, yes, because this field doesn't pay well at all. The amount of money any of us make in the field, we can make more money just doing one thing in human medicine. Like, we can make the same amount of money only drawing blood on humans, or the same amount of money only sterilizing surgical packs in humans, instead of doing everything that we do and being, mistrusted at the same time. Like, the pay just isn't there to justify the mistrust by people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hope it answered your question.
No, it does. I definitely do think a lot of people kind of get that rap, like, especially sorry, my mouth is dry. Vet techs and even vets. Like, a lot of people think, they're just overpricing stuff. They're just doing this and that. And I'm like, I think when it comes to your animal, you're going to probably put a little bit more money simply because it's different than going to a pupil hospital. Definitely, when you go to like a human hospital, you can take medicine and stuff. The science has been done there to really done it to make sure that this drug doesn't kill you, or this one doesn't, or this surgery doesn't. But with animals and stuff, they've just very much come very soon in our lives that even actually putting that much work into keeping them safe has.
Well, there's a lot of aspects to that, because in human medicine, I've had people tell me, well, my doctor visits are only $50 and there's nothing other charges. Okay, but you have insurance for yourself.
Yeah.
That's your copay. That's not the fee of the services. That's your copay.
Yeah.
Or risks and things like that. A lot of people decline or constantly declining diagnostics and are mad at us when we can't make a diagnosis. Or your pet can't talk to us and tell us the complete history. And if the owner's not being truthful, if the owner doesn't know about something because they weren't there to witness something happening, some things are vague. It's when you're coughing and you go to WebMD and you type in coughing, it's going to say, oh, you might have cancer or something's irritating your throat.
Yeah.
So diagnostics are there to help us make that list smaller. And sometimes things come back inconclusive and we need to, run more tests. Or sometimes owners decline things like pre-anesthetic diagnostics, and then the pet dies under anesthesia because we didn't know what heart issues or cancer or things like that, because we don't have X-ray vision. We can't look inside your pet. So the best we can do would just kind of offer the things. If the owner says no, okay, here's a against medical advice form, we'll continue.
Oh yeah, it's for example, I think my friend, she had kittens. One of the kittens, a door slammed on the tail and damaged it severely. And so that of course she takes it to the vet and all that. And they're like, hey, would you want to do you want the insurance policy just in case the surgery? Not saying anything that's not going to go bad. We just always offer you this because there always is a chance. And she was like, bro, I bought it. It was $500 more. and I kind of feel like I don't really need it. And I was like, and I get that, like, you know, you paid $500 for like this 1 day quick policy, which is good because you never know if you might need it. I understand, like, dang, I feel like I put money into this and I really didn't need to. That's the hindsight. Like, thank God we didn't need to, is like the reality of the situation is what I think more people should be taken away from that. Because when we had my male cat fixed, what's up, Papa? When we had my male cat fixed, I really was scared when the vet said, yeah, so we're gonna put him in anesthesia, just letting you know. We're going to we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and just letting you know, there is a 10% chance this could fail. And I was like, so that could fail? He was like, yeah, by 10%. I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? And he was like, you know, there's a 10% chance surgeries that are simple, like, you know, getting your tonsils removed and stuff, could go wrong too, right? And I was like, yeah, but what are the chances of those? He goes, is equal as much? It's probably a lot more than it would be for an animal, buddy. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, like, nothing is without risk. Like, for example, when I tutor for pharmacology, I always had to remind them, because this is a bad medication. Like, it's like, no, like, not all medications are bad, right? Yeah. Some people are sensitive to some things. So, for example, like, I'm allergic to penicillins. That doesn't mean penicillins are evil and need to be banned and no one should ever take them. It's just that I can't take them. Yeah. You know? Or, like, vaccines. Everyone, my friend group's about 30 people, so all of us got our COVID vaccines. One of us, this had a very extremely rare reaction where the FDA actually had to step in. He was in a coma for 3 months.
Oh my god.
Extremely rare. But it happens, you know, nothing's ever 100% safe. Yeah. And sometimes you're just the unlucky person that something happens to you, but that doesn't mean that, you know, he's still pro-vaccine. He still, you know, gets whatever he's allowed to get. But, you know, sometimes your body just says no, thank you. Or sometimes even when you're aging, as you age, our bodies decide that we don't like this thing anymore. I had a coworker that she worked with birds her whole life, and then after 20 years of working with birds, she went into work and went into anaphylactic shock from the bird dust. After 20 years. Whoa. Her body just decided, we're not doing this anymore. Like, things happen.
That's interesting as hell.
Right? That's crazy.
You know what? I could see that, though. Like, I mean, look at our dietary things. Like, I think humans, like, after eating something for so long, eventually grow, like, I would say, like, an allergic reaction to it, too. Like, even...
Like an intolerance, yeah.
Yeah, one, we're never supposed to drink milk for this long a period of time. The fact that we drink casually is, you know, proof of the resilience that we built up. But, like, yeah, like, most humans become lactose intolerant after a certain age because our body can't, work as hard to process all that shit like it used to when we were younger. Like, I think even recently, someone older than me said, like, yeah, dude, I'm not fucking young anymore. I was like, why? He goes, when you get the flu, how shitty is your day? I'm like, probably like 2 days. I'm out. Like, don't bother me for 2 days. He goes, for me, it's almost a week, and it hurts way more. I'm out. And I was like, fuck. And he is like, yeah, imagine that. Imagine something as simple as a flu that you can kind of work your way around, or even plan through, or even work through, becoming like a fucking something that you can't even like get out of bed because you're in so much pain. And I was like, fuck. I was like, dude.
Yeah, aging sucks.
Aging sucks. That's what I said. And I was like, and here I thought, like, I couldn't wait to go see now. Like, I want to remember a bunch of things for the first time.
No, I remember when I was younger, people saying, oh, when you turn 30, everything changes. I'm like, nah, you're lying. No, they were right. Everything hurts now. Everything hurts. I can't eat pork anymore. Yeah. It's not great.
You can't eat pork anymore? Are you, like, allergic?
No, it makes me, like, not, like, allergic, but it just makes me ill. Like, I just feel like I need to puke. I just can't. I can't. Like, the smell, can't. The smell, the taste, the texture, I can't do it anymore.
But what, like, is it just all pork? Like anything that could be like ham or like?
Yeah.
So you can't even eat alobada anymore?
No. No.
I would die.
My favorite meat is lingua anyway, so.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Lingua's the best. But I have to have it. I have to have it in salsa verde. Like we have to do like the whole fucking stew and shit.
Oh gosh. Oh, you're making me hungry. Okay, you're making me hungry. Next question.
I do. Okay, this is something I want to ask because I think it's fun. Like you work with so many different animals. I wanted to ask, what is the one animal that you have? Like you'll never stop loving that it comes in, and it can't be cat and dog. Like it can be a bird. It can be.
For me, it's snakes. Like I adore snakes so much. They look dumb. They are dumb. I love them so much. They're just noodly things. I love snakes. I worked at places before where the doctors were like, I don't want to touch them. I'm like, I'll hold it for you. You can look at it. It's fine. I'm not gonna bite you. I adore snakes.
That's cute. That's awesome. That's awesome. Is there an animal that you haven't had the chance to work with that you're like, oh, one day I hope this one comes in?
I'd probably never see it in like practice just because like I would kill to work with platypus. That's why, and the reason why I want to go to Australia so I can work with them. They're actually, as far as like my favorite animals ever, my number one.
Platypus?
I just think they're dumb looking. They're so tiny. I did go to Australia and I got to see them in captivity, and I literally cried. And I had paid for a private tour with the zoo. So the tour guy was like staring at me like, what the fuck? And I'm like, we don't have these in America.
You're crying. Look, it's a platypus. Next thing you know, there's a hat on the platypus. It's Barry the platypus.
Barry the platypus.
Oh man, platypuses are.
I'm so thankful for that show. Like I never watched that show, but I'm thankful that it was popular because now there's actual platypus merch that I can buy. Because before there was nothing.
Yeah, platypus merch is a thing. I only knew platypus because them and echidnas, I think, are the only animals that lay eggs, even though being mammals.
They're marsupials.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, they're marsupials. Pretty cool.
That's the only thing I remember because people be like, oh, platypus is the weirdest animal if you think about it. It's like a beaver with like a duck mouth. I was like, I guess.
No, they're not. They're monotremes. They're not. They're monotremes. They're different class.
Different class.
Yeah.
Monotremes. That's like what what type would that be under? Like the other?
So that. Yeah, they're a different like line of animal.
Convergence, evolution. Damn you! Now everything looks the same.
Because I'm verifying it right now. So it's phylum Chordata, class Mammalia, and then it'll be order monotremes, where marsupials are infraclass Marsupialia. Yes. I took zoology classes in college, and they were not fun. Zoology class is all about clades and classes and phylums and kingdoms and domains. It's not about things that you think it would be about. Like natural history, it's just about stupid classification.
It legitimately sounds like it's just medical history you're learning.
Yes, it was not fun. I was like, I'm gonna just do a business minor instead. I loved it. Like, don't get me wrong, but like I had to work so hard for a C in those classes, and I was just like, this isn't gonna help me anyways. I'm just gonna go to business.
Yeah, no, Australia. That's gonna be a fun. Like, I hope you do get to work with Robert. Oh my god, I was gonna call him Robert Smith.
Robert Irwin.
Yes, Robert Irwin. I really do hope.
If I do, everyone would know. The world would know. There'd be a billboard somewhere, like 10, in every country.
Oh man, so that's awesome. That'd be. You know what? I do hope you get to get a platypus a lot sooner than later. I mean, I can imagine working with like your favorite animal, like, it's finally here, a platypus.
I know, I'd finally be able to die happy.
What's one animal that you are like, I want to say scared of, but like you like least likely like to work with?
Oh, dude, I am willing to touch anything. I'll touch roaches, millipedes, centipedes. I don't care. Vinegaroons, scorpions, but snails and slugs is a hard no for me. Absolutely not. I hate them. Disgusting. I can't do it.
That's funny. Really? Snails and slugs are the one you're like, nope, I'm good.
I just can't. I remember being, I took entomology. No, not entomology classes. I took, what class was it? I can't remember what zoology class I took, but I remember learning about them specifically, and I was horrified about how much I didn't know about them, and they're full of parasites, and they're kind of hard to kill at certain life stages, like the marine ones. And I was just like, no, they're unnatural. They should go.
I mean, that's what the French eat them, I hear.
Ugh.
Escargot.
I can never kiss someone who ate a snail. I would pass away.
You'd pass away. My wife kisses a person. She kisses a person every day that ate a snail. She just doesn't know brave. It. She just didn't know it till now.
Is she watching?
Oh, most definitely she's watching.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna be in trouble later.
I've eaten a snail. Bugs I've eaten in my life just because I always thought if I ever got stranded, I would need to eat a bug. Have been ants, wasps. That was a bad one. Grubs, worms, snails. I have taken a bite of a roach once.
What about chapulines?
Dude, I fucking would kill. I haven't had one raw, just squashed and bite. And I haven't had one fried, even though I live in Mexico. Even they taste like chips. I think people who tried them are like, this is surprisingly very good. I'm like, wow, it's like calamari, except it jumps away from you instead of swimming.
No, I really want more, but I haven't been back to Mexico in a bit. And if anyone knows where to get some in LA, let me know.
You probably could.
I need my fix.
There's probably a
I'm sure
store.
they are somewhere. I just don't know where to go.
It's gonna be at a bodega.
Then I have to leave my house.
I made mole today. I'm fucking full. Mole is the best. Oh man. Is there an animal that scares, other than slugs, that grosses you out, but in person scares you?
I can't think of anything. If you want to be literal, I don't work with big dogs anymore. I had a situation where one tried to rip my face off.
Oh wow.
At work, and it wasn't even my patient. I wasn't working on it. I was doing nothing to this dog. I was doing inventory. It got loose from the person working with it, and I was actually on a physical therapy for 8 months. So I was like, I'm not willing to die for 27 an hour, so I just stopped. I'm like, I'm not gonna work. Yeah, that's why I teach now.
Oh wow. Yeah, I definitely would. I used to not like small dogs because I had an issue where a Chihuahua bit my eye, and small dogs just have the most attitude, and they would just come to me. And I was a little pushy boy enough that that would scare me. So small dogs just knew they could run town on me. They could just fucking come at me and bark at me, and I would flinch. And so they definitely, that for a long time, small dogs were the one thing I was scared of until eventually I guess my buddy had this old Chihuahua that would just like to lay on me, and she was old, dude. She didn't when you could see the pupils kind of graying out a bit.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, she's kind of blind. Just let's Like, she won't do anything to you. Just relax. And I was like, oh, okay. And she was just the cutest, sweetest thing ever. She would nuzzle my hand. She'd look for my hand. She'd sniff around for it. And she'd just like put on, hey, chill. Don't worry about those other dogs. Don't worry. What are they going to do? Fight you? They can't get in the house. You're going to fight them? The whole gang. You're weak, buddy. You're weak.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
There's like a pack of like a different breed of dogs, like 5 of them. They all roll together and they all get these dogs in the area started. And every time they come around here, I can tell because he starts barking like crazy because everyone's howling. And I'm like, you're not going to do anything, but you get scared of them the second they charge you fast.
Like, mind your business.
Because you're a little bitch boy, huh, Papi? You want to say hi to the microphone? Go, here. Say something. Okay. He's just there chilling.
Shy.
Yeah, no, he's an attention whore though. So like we'll like take him to Ren fairs and we'll throw like a fucking ball or something, and he'll jump, he'll do everything, he'll bring it back. He likes getting fawned over.
So cute. I love it. My Chihuahua was terrified. Like, he's good when he's a little backpack, but he's.
You had a backpack for him?
tiny.
That's so fucking cute.
Yeah. He's so small. Like, what if someone steps on him and breaks my dog?
Man, I sometimes think I want a bigger dog, but I think I want a house first, like somewhere I can have a big dog. Yeah, bigger poop. I need to take care of that bigger poop.
Oh, thank you. I like them small. I can pick them up and we can walk away from situations. Great.
I could probably pick up a big dog. No, maybe a medium dog. I could pick up and run away like if I have to.
Like 50 pounds. That's fine.
Wait, is that medium? 50 pounds? Or is that small?
Yeah.
Maybe?
I mean, to me, it's like the. Well, that's like the what? Isn't it like the OSHA limit for like lifting by yourself is like 50 pounds, or is it 45 pounds?
That might be 45. If I had maybe I could run with a 100-pound dog if I had to. Like if like something's happening and like someone's chasing me and like he's not backing down, but I know this is a fight we can't win. Yeah, I'm fucking picking him up and running. I'm that guy with the cat in the Alien movie when he's running with the kitten.
Oh yeah.
That's me with a fucking with a fucking pit bull who's like looking behind me while I'm fucking carrying, just like run. Want to get this baby somewhere safe. Then me. Man. So cool. See, I this is what I love about the show sometimes is I get to like meet different people, and when you reached out, they're like, oh, I'm a vet tech and I want to talk about what I'm doing in terms of content and what I'm like bringing to the thing. I was like, this is gonna be fucking cool. But I know like last month we couldn't get the scheduling right, so I was happy that this month we could.
Oh yeah, no, I appreciate you making time for me. And I had to do something because then it forces me to I spoke it into existence. This, your audience has heard me say, like, make a promise. I'm gonna freaking complete this. So I will probably have a video out by the end of next month.
Ooh, and also, you're always free to like promote your YouTube channel. I don't know if you want to send me the link so I can put it in the chat, and we can always give it a big shout out.
Oh sure, it's right now it's just like old hunt clips on there. If I'm at like a 6-star, don't judge me. But yeah, where's her? There he is. There we go.
Okay. But what's do you have any hint you can tell us what the first video is going to be about, or like what you have worked on for so long?
So I finished a whole thing on nutrition. So a lot of people focus on kind of like making their own dog foods and things like that. I just want to focus on the basics, like the essential fatty acids, essential amino acids, what like deficiencies and excess of these, of everything that can, what health issues that it can cause pets and what diseases are associated with them. So I'll probably break it up into parts just because it's kind of lengthy. So I'll probably do one on just like the essential amino acids for cats and dogs, and then move on to like the fatty acids, and then vitamins and minerals, things like that.
Interesting. That's actually come in handy. I've always. So from your personal perspective, do you think like making your own dog food is probably the better option than just buying any store-bought one?
Buying store-bought has its upsides and downsides, as well as like making your own homemade food. In the States, we have this body called AAFCO, AAFCO. So any foods that are formulated to AAFCO standards are kind of promising to meet the minimums and the maximums for what pets need. But that doesn't tell you about quality. It just tells you that it meets what they need, right? The reason why vets, particularly in the United States, I'm not speaking about any other country because I'm not sure, what happens in other countries, recommends like the top 3 are Hills, Royal Canin, and Purina. It's because those are kind of the 3 oldest pet food brands, and they do a lot of research that other pet food brands use to formulate their diets.
Nice.
Yeah, so there's that. As far as making their own food, if that makes owners feel like better, because a lot of people are concerned about preservatives, ingredients, filler, which there's no legal definition for filler. That's not a thing. But there are websites that can help them formulate their diet correctly. There's a website called Balance, so BALANCE.IT. So what owners can do is that they can go to this website, they can get started, and they put in the kind of recipe that they're following. It'll tell you what deficiencies that diet has, and they will recommend what supplements to add to your pet's diet to make up for those deficiencies.
That's pretty sneaky. I like that. See, that's fucking cool. That shit is like, it's the what do you call it, facts, the calorie facts, or the nutrient facts in the back. Except now there's a website that basically goes, okay, so let us give you alternatives that are probably better for your animal. That's fucking cool.
Yeah, so it's not like, that's for if you want to home make your own stuff. So the thing that I tell my students or people that I'm training is that like a lot of people can't even be in charge of their own diets. So for example, personally, I have a deficiency in one vitamin that I have to work to fix because I'm not eating enough of the thing I'm supposed to be eating. A lot of people can't manage themselves on a daily basis, and that's okay. But our pets rely on us. Like me choosing to eat the way I eat, you choosing to eat the way you eat, is our decisions, our informed decisions. We know what we're doing. Our pets don't know what they're doing. So they rely on us to make sure that they get everything they need.
It's very true.
Does that make sense?
No.
Oh my gosh, it's getting late.
You're good.
Sorry, I'm tired.
Oh, dude, I'm not trying to like. And nothing against you. I popped an edible like 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, like at least before we started. It's been an hour now.
Yeah.
So like it's creeping up on me. So the whole time I'm like, formulate your thoughts, please. Come on, buddy.
He's leaving the planet. Well, how about has anyone in your chat asked any questions?
Oh yeah, what? We can open it up for questions if anyone has questions about animals. We're ready to go. If anyone has any questions, I don't want to like keep people here too much. Let me see. My OBS.
There's the website for the formulating if you want to drop it for anyone that wants it.
Awesome. I'll put that in there too. That actually, I'm gonna have to keep that to myself too as well, because that's fucking awesome. I think, like, for example, like there's been moments where we did kind of struggle with money here and there, and I was like, fuck, what can I give my pets until like I get paid like in a day or two? Like, what's the alternative? I'm like, oh fuck, I was like, I guess ground beef technically. I was like, it's the closest thing.
Yeah, and like short-term things like that's not gonna obviously like kill your pets, right? As long as you know what's toxic and what's not toxic. But like long-term, feeding them, your own homemade diet, is we have to make sure that we balance it properly. Things that are like bioavailable to us isn't necessarily available to them.
Yeah. Really? Yeah, I think my slowness and my lag for the chat has been like killing it. So I don't know. We don't need to end it right away, but I wanted to ask: is there anything that you have other than your next coming video? Like, is there any like a big project that you are going to work on in the future? Is there like a big project you want to promote? Maybe a foundation that you like to always promote for like charities or like, you know, donation thons and stuff like that?
I actually can't think of anything off the top of my head. As far as donations go, like your local shelter love the junk mail that you guys get, like the newspapers. Definitely send those out. Yeah, that's all I can think of right now.
All right. Well, I don't want to end it right off rip, so we can do like another 15 minutes. Just spitting animal facts at each other.
Yeah, sure.
So you picked the deer because it was your favorite animal. If you couldn't have been the deer, what would your second animal be? A platypus? Would you be a platypus VTuber?
I didn't think about that, honestly. I don't know what I would have picked. Maybe like a Porygon. I really love that little dumb animal.
Porygon? Like the
yeah, Porygon.
The Pokemon?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a silly little duck, you know?
I was so confused for a second, and I was like, is there an animal in the wild called a Porygon for a second?
No.
No, only in the digital forest there is one. A Porygon VTuber, that's interesting. I could see that though. That's definitely that's ingenuity at its finest.
Yeah, like it's hard because like before I decided to like commission a model, I saw a lot of people commenting on other people like, oh, like you have the same species as the other VTuber, you're copying them. It's like, what? Why can't two people like the same animal? What the heck? Like, a lot of people are just annoying.
I find that I think a lot of people I've noticed get like mad if somebody takes like a similar species, because I mean wolf, cat, and dog, that's so common. And fox, and there's a bunch of different species, but when people are like, oh yeah, I'm a orca VTuber, and they're like, there's only one orca VTuber, and it's like there could be more.
There could be more. Like,
it's okay.
And like as far as I know, 'cause I think we're talking about Shy Lily, right? As far as I know, she hasn't said anything negative about any other orca VTuber. So if she's not mad, why are you?
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, do you know there could be different? You know, hey, there's different animals in the world.
There's more than one orca in the wild.
Yeah, there's definitely not one orca that's just swimming by itself. It's not Shy Lily.
Well, you know what? Maybe like a ribbon seal. Ribbon seals are cute. I like those.
A ribbon seal?
Have you seen them?
I have not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look it up real quick. I got a lot of respect. Seals are the dogs, the water dogs of the world, bro. They're fucking awesome.
Absolutely, I love them so much.
Okay, ribbon
Their
seals.
dumb faces.
Whoa! It's like a penguin, but it's a seal.
Are they gorgeous?
This is fucking cute as fuck. It's like a fucking Dalmatian. That's funny, dude. That's fucking rad. Wow, ribbon seal. See, if I wasn't a wolf, I would have been. Let me think.
Yeah, what would you have been?
I think I would have just been a fucking, like, not a lion, but I think I would have been like a bear, or like a fucking.
What kind of bear?
Not sloth bear. It would have to be. It's gonna have to be a grizzly bear.
Grizzly bear? Mm-hmm. I see that.
Yeah, unless I wanted to be like a cool looking bear, then I would have been a Specs bear. If I wanted to have like the messy hair, it could have been a sloth bear.
The sloth bear is a sun bear, right? Am I crazy?
The sloth bear, I don't think it's the sun bear. The sun bear's, I believe that's in more like China areas, if I'm correct. Not sure. The sloth bear is the one that Baloo is from the Jungle Book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the very like messy looking. They're the only bear that like runs fades with tigers, and it's actually runs fades with more like I think sloth bears are like the most violent, not the most violent, but like the most reported incidents that happen are with sloth bears.
Oh my god, that's scary.
Yeah, they don't play games. Fucking bears, dude. Bears are monsters. They're fucking crazy. And the most dangerous of them all is the polar bear.
Oh yeah, dude, I remember I had to do a paper on polar bears in college, and they were like, I only want 2 pages. I'm like, how am I supposed to write about like the intricacies of this damn animal within 2 pages? It ended up being like 10 pages, and I lost points for putting more information, but I couldn't not, you know.
Dude, bears are the fucking monster, dude. That's when people are like, oh yeah, dude, like bears are the most craziest. I'm like, they are. Grizzly bears are insane. Insanely strong, persistent, but not as persistent as the polar bear. And people are like, you think polar bears are the most dangerous? No, polar bears are the danger. They're not the most dangerous. They are the danger. Like, this will fucking stalk you after getting a whiff of you.
Too late.
If you see it, you are done. It could be miles away. Doesn't matter. It has your scent. You can't get farther away from this motherfucker. You better. And I think I just learned this recently, but they're not technically white. I think they're actually brown or like a dark color. Huh?
Yeah, like their
skin's black, but their hair is translucent. Thank you, lovies. Their
hair is actually hollow for like heat retention.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
Oh man, and I think what's so I used to love. I don't know if you've ever watched those shows, but like when they're like cryptozoology style shows, like Monster Hunters and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I love it when they had this one episode about a case where this, I guess they went hunting. They killed this bear, and this bear's was 10 feet, and they're like, "What? This bear's huge. What happened to it? Is it a mutation and stuff?" Lo and behold, it was a polar bear that happened to mate with a grizzly bear.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and it was showing retention genes from the short-faced bear. That's what made it so big.
That's insane.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
I was like, how tall is 10 feet? And I measured the length of, at the time I was living in an apartment on the second floor, and I measured down to the floor, and I was like, oh, that's 10 feet. Oh fuck.
Yeah, no thank you.
Oh fuck. This thing doesn't have to try to get into this house. It will.
It is the house.
It'll fucking push itself in.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, young man, can I help you? My cat just came to me right now. He's looking at me. He's what?
I know we can hear him. I'm sure your viewers can too.
Oh, you can hear him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a mama's boy. He's calling for his mama.
Oh, so is dad.
Yeah, my sons don't like me. All my animals love my wife more. Especially the boys. All they do is fight for her attention. She can
especially
whistle.
if she's babying them and you're not babying them. I would fight for her attention too.
I'll whistle. I could literally whistle, and they'll be attention ready. But all she has to go is talk, and they just both run to her.
Aww.
She's not even talking to them. She'll just talk, and then they'll just both run to her. Look right now, they're about to do it. Yep, my cat ran after her, and then now my dog's going to. They love her more. They love her more than anything in the world. My dog gets excited. He jumps on the bed. My male cat jumps where her scent is the strongest, which is her chair. Oh man. So what are your animals like?
So my Chihuahua's needy, of course, as all Chihuahuas are. My cat's kind of more standoffish, but at 2 a.m. she jumps on my bed and drools on me out of happiness. It's disgusting.
That's the best.
When she's happy, she'll just drool on you, and I hate it. I have 6 snakes.
Sweet.
I don't know. One of them, he's almost 20. He's very shy. if I feed him, I only feed frozen thawed because or else the mice scream and I hate that. So I feed him frozen thawed, and if he misses, he won't eat.
Really?
Like, yeah, he just burrows again and doesn't eat for the week. I'm like, oh my god, like you're such a princess. I have one where she'll like vortex around it. I have one that'll like kind of gently take it from me and then like leave. They all have very different personalities, and like I just love them so much. And then I have birds. My birds hate me, but they're always trying to like look at me when I'm sleeping. Like I'll wake up and just kind of like climb over the cage, just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm like, you don't even like me. Don't look at me.
That's fun. I would love more animals. I think if I lived like I said, if I lived on a farm, I want a tortoise.
Oh, they live so long.
One of my bosses. I remember one time we went over to her house, and I didn't know she had a tortoise. I know she had a golden retriever, and I knew she had a bunch of cats. But when I remember just looking to my right and seeing like I thought it was a decoration move. I was like, "What is that?" And she goes, "Oh," she goes, "That's just Gertie." I'm like, "Huh?" "Yeah, I have a tortoise." And I was like, Jesus. And it's just fucking casually like moving like the table. And I'm like, where'd you get this? And I'm thinking like it's exotic or something. She goes, well, we found her in the garage when she was a baby. And her owner said that they already had moved away. They thought they lost the other babies. So if you want, you can keep her. And she thought, oh, this is going to be like a little tank turtle. And then it kept growing and growing and growing to the point they had to make their own little like house for her out in the back. And they gave her like a little bridge and like a little wired cage that she can like, she doesn't veer off the path.
Oh yeah, like doesn't escape because they'll leave. They'll leave. They don't care. They're gone.
I was like, Jesus, it's a powerful creature. It's like a Ninja Turtle.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah,
did your chat catch up?
Catch what?
Oh, because I know you said that your chat was like being slow. I don't know if it caught up.
It did a bit, but
yeah.
Now I just got the perverts, and I think people had already asked questions or like, wait, you didn't talk to us for like 30 minutes. I was like, I'm sorry. OBS hates me.
Sorry, they hate you.
It's okay.
It has been 2 hours though, and I need to eat before,
You're good.
I perish.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. We definitely can end it here. Did you have anybody that you wanted to raid, or like, do you have anybody that you would like us to go towards?
Oh, I don't know anybody. I know you.
Okay.
Active in the streaming circles. Like when I stopped playing Hunt about a year ago, I just kind of like disappeared.
I get you. Well, that's fine. No worries. Well, I will definitely then keep promoting your channel again one last time. That way we can get that in there.
Thank you.
Hopefully, I can't wait to see the video you're gonna do currently, because that is something I was always interested in, seeing like the facts and stuff, and which is good and what has its drawbacks.
Yeah, I'll definitely kick it to you, and hopefully maybe you can be like, hey, this sucked, to do something else, or
dude, I'm not built like that. Some people are built to like be like very like what was that? Did you grab? What is that? A fucking dog, dude.
That's funny.
Being a little butt. I'm trying to figure out what. Alright, that was just your paw. I'm fucking going crazy. I thought he had like a piece of food or something that he grabbed, and I was like, what the fuck did you just bring over here? It's just his paws. He's driving me crazy. But Darla, thank you so much for coming out. Thank you so much for hanging out and giving us these fun little vet tech facts. I can't wait to see you upload your video, and hopefully we get more of like your zoo vet tech content.
Yeah, thank you so much. Let me know if you ever want me to do this again. I had a lot of fun talking to you.
Yeah, we'll do it again. And again, apologies for not being able to help get your 3D model set up.
No, I will fight with that this week.
All right, have a good one. Thank you.
You too. Good night. Good night, everybody.